Hi, I'm Greg from ZE Partner, and today's video is a quick tutorial on how to install and set up the ZE Companies House Assistant Zoho CRM extension. To start with, we go to the zepartner.net website, and up at the top here, we click on Resources. Here we can see all of my Zoho CRM extensions, and we click on the bottom one here, which is the ZE Companies House Assistant. So the first thing you're going to need is you're going to need a subscription. There's a free trial, which doesn't require any credit card details. So you can sign up for the free trial. And in here, you need to paste your org ID. To find your org ID, you open up the CRM and you can get the org ID here in the URL bar. Make sure you include the word org. So it's org followed by a number of digits on the end. So you copy that across and you paste it in there. Then you just put in your name, your email address, your company name, your billing address, put in the CAPTCHA, accept the terms and conditions, and hit Start Trial. Once you've done that, you'll be redirected to the installation page. I already have a subscription, so I'm just going to click here to install the extension. So now I accept the terms and conditions and click Continue. And I'm going to install this for all users, and I'm going to click Confirm. And now it'll take a few seconds to install. Once it's finished installing, we're going to set up a free API key for Companies House, and we're going to set up a free API key for Screen Layer, which is the software we use to take screenshots. There we go. So now we're just waiting for the extension settings to load up, and you'll see it's found my subscription because I had my subscription in place before I loaded this. If you've installed the extension and yours says subscription inactive, then you need to set up your subscription, come back here, refresh the page, and it should find your subscription. All right, so the first thing we need to do here is we need to put it in a Companies House API key and a Screen Layer API key. So let's start by registering for a Companies House account. So here we're going to go register, and here we'll call this ZE Companies House Assistant Demo at zepartner.net. And now we need to verify the email address. So I've now received the email. It took ages to come in, so I had to stop the video and start again. I followed the link in the email, and I'm going to set a password. There we go. And now we go to sign in. And we're in. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to set up an API key. So I'm going to come back here and I'm going to click on this to create an application on Companies House. All right, so our application name will be ZE Companies House Assistant. It doesn't really matter what you put here. I'll paste the same in here. I'll say that this is live and I'll create. All right, so it's been created. So now we can click into it and we can create a key. So I'm going to create the key. I'm going to give the key the same name. And I'm going to say that it's a REST API, and then I'm going to click Create Key. All right, and here's my key. So I'm going to copy the key, and I'm going to come here, and I'm going to paste it in there, get rid of the trailing white space. Perfect, so that's done. So now let's set up an account for Screen Layer. So we go to Screen Layer. This is the sign up page. So I'm going to use the same email address. And I'm going to set a password. And now I will just call this ZE Demo 1 Test Street L1 1TT. And this is United Kingdom. Obviously, you'll set up your details here. Do the CAPTCHA. Cars. Perfect. And let's accept that and create the account. Great. So let's visit our dashboard. And here's our API key. So again, we're just going to copy that. And we're going to go back here. And we're going to paste it there. Now it wants to know our domain. So you can see here, our domain in the URL bar is .com. So we'll select .com. And here we can choose the number of days we want to set between automatic company updates. So how this works is when you have a company that you've looked up in the past, we store a record of that company on the system. And every X number of days, we'll go back to Company's House and check if anything's changed. And if it has, we'll update the record. So for your system, you might want to set this to every 90 days, 180 days, or a year, 365 days. In our case, we'll leave it at 30. And so now that we've done all that, we'll click Save. And now that's these settings all saved. You see these settings that run with the Save button in the yellow box. Okay, these settings, they update as you tick them. So here we've got different options. So I'm going to turn them all on because I think they're all useful. But for you, you might want to, go through these and choose just the ones you want. But I think they're very useful. So this is saving the account name as the registered company name, setting the billing address as the registered company address, setting the mailing address of the contact as the UK Company's House registered address, set the company in the leads module as the registered company name, automatically set the address in the leads module to the registered address for the company, automatically save a screenshot of the company offices at Company's House, and automatically save a screenshot of the company's directors' other appointments shown at Company's House. So in other words, we can see who all the directors are for this company, and then what all the appointments are for the other directors. So which other companies they're involved with. All right, so that's us done. So now what we can do is we can go to Accounts, and we can click to create an account. And now we've got this option here, this button that says Company's House Search. And in here, we can just search for a company. So for example, one of my companies is In the Loop Systems Limited, and here it is. So we can just say Add to Record. And now it's set the account name, it's set the company number, and it's set the date of creation, status, and the type of company. But that's not everything we want. So now we can go Save, and we give it a couple of seconds to work, and it's going to populate all this additional information from Company's House for us. There we go. So it's populated all the information for us. And you'll see here we have a Company's House entry. So we can go to this Company's House entry, and we can see that this has two attachments. So it's got the offices and the Company's House. So we can look up the company details. So there's all the information about the company from today. And we can look at the offices. So now what we want to do is we can look at the company offices. So here we can click on My Officer Listing, and we can see the attachments, and we can look here, and we can see My Other Listings. So if I had other companies that were listed under the same user on Company's House, they would all appear here. So if we have a form that we ask the client to fill in, and on that form we ask them for their company number, if you have that company number automatically feed back into the deal on Zoho CRM, for example, through the integration on Zoho Forms, then the extension will automatically pull in the company information. So if we create a deal, and we'll just call this test deal, and we'll select the company we just created, and I think that's all we need. And now we want to put the company number in here. And remember, your form can automatically do this for you. So you can have your customer give you this data, maybe on your lead form or on your deal forms, whatever sort of forms you have that the customer fills in, you can have this information feed back into your system automatically. And then the extension will automatically fetch all that information from Company's House for you. So it's really cool. There we go. So another thing we can do is when we are on a lead, for example, and we're talking to somebody on the phone and we're creating them as a lead, they might give us their company name. So as they're speaking to us, we can search for it. So we can search for electronics, for example, as they're talking. And then this will bring up all the companies with electronics in the name. And you see here, it's brought out 98 listings. So we can now filter these as they speak. So say, for instance, they say it's electronic gadgets. So we can look up gadgets. And there we go, Electronics and Gadgets Direct Limited. We just click Add to Record. And as we're creating them as a lead on our system, we're pulling in the relevant information. Okay, but you can see here that this company's status is in liquidation. So maybe that would make us cautious as to be working with them. This extension would be amazing for accountants, for example. So you can have workflow rules set up that track the next account dates. And as the company updates on the system and the next account dates changes, you can have certain workflows set up. So you can have a workflow set up that will email your client 3 months before the accounts are due and start requesting the documents from them. This could work very well hand in hand with my other extension, ZE Portal, because you could create a portal automatically based off of 3 months before the next account due dates, for example. There's so much you can do. If you have a look at all the different fields that are on here, the information from Companies House that comes in is all very important information. So you see here, we've got tick boxes that tell us when things are overdue. So you might want to have emails set up that go out when those are ticked, that tell the client, hey, there's a problem at Companies House. You need to sort this out urgently. There's also this option here, which is the company has charges, which means there's outstanding loans based on the company. And e.g., they might own property. Another thing you can do is you can go to the Companies House listing here and you can click on refresh screenshots. And this will take new screenshots based on the current information at Companies House today. It'll also update this record. There we go. So we have our new ones that we've just taken here. And there they are. And if there had been any changes to the business since the last time we took screenshots, those changes will be applied here as well. So there's so much you can do, and there's so much automation that you can set up to run on your system based on this extension. At the moment, it's only £29 a month, so it's really cheap and runs 24/7 on your system. If you've got any questions, let me know, but it's a super simple extension to install and to use. And if there's any additional functionality that you would like to see in here, let me know, because I love improving my extensions based on user feedback and improving them as time goes on. Please leave a comment, like the video, and let me know what you think. Thanks a lot.